Hello, and how are you? Welcome to our other session on our short stories text, A Silent Song. And specifically, you want to talk about the story December. December is a story that is from Namibia. Our writer is Philemon Liambo. But we need to see, in case we are doing paper 3 essays, what is it that we need to remember about the story December, and what are these details that we need to bring out clearly when we are answering any essay question on the short story December. Welcome. Let's start off. I'll give a brief overview. Our story is December is about a girl called December who developed mental issues and found herself in a psychiatric hospital. But we focus more on two other people. September is brother, who pays him a visit several times at the hospital, and his grandfather Ezekiel, whom was to take care of her and the brother when they were little, when they lost their parents, and a number of traditions that this community follows. We address issues of mental problems and also some traditions or superstitions that some communities believe in. We focus a lot on how we treat patients with mental issues. How can we show them that we love and care for them? There are a number of things that the brother does that we need to identify as we look at the story. When the story starts, September, the brother to December, is at KFC to buy chips for the sister. And of course, the waitress finds it very weird, and he looks at him, stares at him with a deathly stare. That is what we are told. And it reminds September, he's asking him again, are you ordering anything? It's like September is always absent-minded, and he remembers the grandfather was always, Ezekiel, that is the grandfather, was always afraid that maybe he's taken after the grandfather's father, who is called Joseph, and who also developed mental issues at one time. So it's a family where there are these issues coming up. Now, when he buys the chips for the sister that he wants to take to the psychiatric hospital, he samples the chips, and makes sure they are soft, just like the sister preferred them. That's already a sign of love for the sister, because he cannot just buy anything that the sister does not like, and even gets an extra sachet of tomato sauce. Briefly, we are told of an incident during their childhood when the sister had knocked September on the head. That is on page 85, while they were working on their mother's vegetable garden. By then, September was only 4 years old. And of course, we have a show of love again, sibling love. The way the sister reacted when that happened. The sister ripped up half a t-shirt to stem the bleeding on the brother's head. And that t-shirt had been a gift for her from a British volunteer. And that shows again that he really cares. Now, on arrival at the psychiatric hospital, he is late, and the security guard asks him where he's going and demands for his ID. Then a brief explanation of how he acquired that name September. His father was known to name his children after the month in which he believed they were conceived. It was something that made his friends to really make fun of him. But that is how he labeled or gave his children names. Now, at the hospital, we know he's arrived late, so he's probably going to have issues, but I'll come to that. On page 86, we are told of how the mental problem developed in the sister December. We are told it unraveled the way the thread comes out loose in parts when somebody's pulling a thread. It started when she was in class. She started having problems with her classmates, having cat fights, name calling, and then she was walking half naked on the streets. She was talking to herself. These are signs that somebody usually has those mental problems. But as the traditional way, the superstitious beliefs of people like the grandfather, he believed that this was not okay. He insisted that the sister, this girl, December, was bewitched. Traditionally, that is how people look at it. They don't see it as a disease that maybe needs to be cured or a condition that somebody can develop. And he compared it to his own brother, that is Ezekiel, the grandfather, compared it to his own brother Joseph, who also developed complications like that. He would forget the time, the days of the week, and then he got lost, even got lost for a month, though later on they found him. Now, September arrives at the hospital, and as he's walking through, she is greeted by a nurse, and this nurse is finding out, what do you want? And he says he has come to visit his sister, and he's told, you're late. And he calls security on him, but luckily enough, he knows the security man, they're friends. He's called Shuveni. Shuveni at one time was after December, childhood issues to do with, he was one of the young boys who was after December as a young girl. And of course, he had made September to buy that dog called Kali that would chase him. So they talk about that Kali dog to find out if he's there. Now, he insists on seeing the sister to the nurse, and the nurse agrees after he claims that he has to see the sister, but he's given 20 minutes. The nurse says the sister only has one relative, the grandfather, but December insists. Now, December remembers how he's been visiting the sister several times. You have that on page 88. And whenever he visits, he'll talk to the sister. This is a sign of love and caring. And the sister would ask him what is brought to her to make her happy whenever he comes. And this time round, he unzipped his backpack that he had, and he had brought her a jersey, and it had a gray hoodie, and the sister was very happy. This is a very caring brother, and he tells him, thank you, this place is always cold. So it's a sign of love. He brings her that jersey. Apart from that, he brings her a book full of puzzles, and the sister is very happy, saying, you've left the good, I'm sure you've done all the good ones, and you've left the others. And he says he knows this will occupy him. Now, apart from that, he's also brought the sister a t-shirt, a simple navy blue with Union Jack on it. And it's the same one as the one that December ripped off at one time to stem the bleeding on September's head. That is a sign that he really loves. And the sister is very happy and shows it to the nurse and tells the nurse, look at what my brother has got me. And this is really great. And she's really happy about it. And we also told that he gave her the chips that he had brought to her. And it's something that the sister is very happy about. And he says, these are nice. And that is a sign that the sister is very happy with the brother's visit. And when the brother wants to go away, they actually have to pull her away from him. And she insists that the brother has to come back the next day. And the visiting hours, he reminds the brother to be there. But then again, when she's asking about the grandfather, the brother does not tell him. Again, a sign that he loves her, because he knew it would really affect her. She's saying Tatekula hasn't been here for a while, page 89. And September nods his head. He does not tell her why he's been here, why the grandfather has not been coming to see her, because he knows that it would really affect her. But then again, we are told the next day, then when the sister is really insisting, he knew he would not make it, because that is the day now he's going to bury the grandfather. And that was in October. And we are told here that he wanted to find out why the sister was not allowed to take chicken, but of course the grandfather dies with that secret. But that is traditional. So focus a lot on that. So questions would be like, love, care, understanding is what those suffering from mental illnesses need from us. Find out what is it that the brother does for the sister in the story. Identify some of those incidences. Some traditions can cause suffering, or some superstitious beliefs can cause suffering to those with mental illnesses. Identify this to do with some of the beliefs that the grandfather had and how they affected our character December. So simply, that is our story. Welcome again. Next we shall look at another story, Boy, which is the next story after December in our set book, A Silent Song and Other Stories. Welcome again, and remember to subscribe at the end of this.